What is up, you guys? Welcome to your Drunk Uncles podcast. Today, we're talking about the greatest team in football history.
Ain't that one?
We got the greatest running back, at least.
Who?
Walter Payton, motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
We're definitely going to talk football, but mostly Bears versus Packers. I got a special guest with me today, Mr. Chad Potts. Huge Packers fan, one of the biggest ones I've known. We've talked shit for years through Facebook, and every time we see each other, we give each other a little bit of shit. But it's all in good fun. It's all for the love of the sport. And it's going to be hard to debate this year. Usually I got that glimmer in my eye, a little bit of hope. I'm like, we could pull it off. And there was a time I was like a Jay Cutler activist. I was just like, no, man, trust me. Once he gets that right system and the coach is there for years, just trust me. Give him a year. Give him another year. He had a... And then I'm just fine. I was like, fuck it. Fuck Cutler. Fuck Cutler. And that's the thing. You guys lose your quarterback, your season's over. Yeah, we lose our quarterback, we might make it to the Super Bowl.
That's very true. They said that we're one Aaron Rodgers away from being out of it, but I think Brett Hundley, the backup quarterback, he's a great backup, even though he got hurt in the preseason, which is to be expected, blah, blah. But people still fail to realize, we got so many weapons. Jordy's back this year. 100%.
That's the thing, man. And I used to bullshit, and yeah, to me it was in the beginning of Rodgers' career. He was a product of the talent around him.
Oh, yeah.
They was like a stacked Hall of Fame style fucking Pro Bowl team, and he was just throwing the ball around.
Yeah, but you got to think.
Then he lost Jordy. He lost Finley, I think, for a few weeks, too, that year.
He lost Jermichael Finley.
No driver. No, he was throwing to a bunch of bums, and he pulled a Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and he still threw up the same amount of numbers he usually does most of the time.
And we only had James Starks, really didn't have a running game. Eddie got fat.
Man, he blew up.
Yeah.
What the fuck was he eating?
Chinese food.
All them carbs.
I was wondering, and then after the season started, somebody went onto his Twitter account and not Snapchat, but they took a screenshot of every time he posted where he was eating, and every day it was like, I'm about to go get some Chinaman food. I want Chinese food. And he started out the season at 225 and ended the season weighing 258 pounds.
He looked bigger than 225 at the beginning of the season.
But he had that P90X, and he's slim, trim, ready to go.
He looked like an old Alabama boy again.
Yeah. But what's funny, though, is since the new Madden has come out, the very first time I played with the Packers and I ran with Eddie Lacy, they made fun of his weight. On the video.
Get the fuck out of here.
The commentators made fun of his weight.
That is great. Shout out to Madden for that one. That is awesome. That's what I've always wanted, commentary that... Because when you watch, a game, or even basketball or anything like that, they get, so in-depth and so, off topic half the time during the game. And then, when something does happen, then they talk about it. But,
well, what are you going to talk about for, I don't know, I guess football game's 3 hours? You just can't sit there and talk about each play-by-play.
Stats and all that, yeah. Sometimes you got to throw in there a little.
And then you got to hit, the pause button. Hey, did we say that? Okay, back to you live. No.
Yeah. So, even though it's going to be hard for me to really defend my case, the division is super easy now. When you lose Teddy Bridgewater, he's done, though. Now, I was scared because I was like, man, we could easily lose 2 games to the Packers. Hopefully not all 3. I guarantee we're going to sneak one, hopefully the one in Soldier Field. But to lose to the Packers and lose to the Vikings, I'm done.
I think once I seen Bridgewater come, once they said he was hurt, torn his ACL, or was out for the season.
On a non-contact play.
Yeah, I said that the Packers locked up the NFC North. I really don't see anybody beating Green Bay. I'm not saying we're going to go 16-0, but we're going to make a run and be at least 12-4, finish 13-3 this year into the playoffs.
Now, see, you've lived in Illinois for so long. Do you get shit for being a Packers fan?
Constantly.
We live so close to Chicago. What turned you into a Packers? What made you a Packers fan?
It all goes back to when I was in 5th grade, because when I was a kid, it was pretty much whoever was winning the Super Bowl at the time. So in the 90s, it was
every kid is a bandwagoner. So if you're under 16 years old, you're a bandwagoner.
So then I came up to 5th grade and I played for the Packers in JFL with Coach Dwight White. And that man just made me a true blue, green and gold.
So you represented all the way from JFL.
All the way from JFL. I figure I played for the Packers. Every kid has that dream to make it to the NFL.
Lumbar's green and gold.
So I've been a Packers fan since my first year in JFL, which was 4th or 5th grade.
That makes sense now. Because
Yeah.
I've always wondered, I was like, how does anybody like so close to? Because it's not just you. There is Packers fans all through Galesburg, all through Peoria, all through the Quad City. There's so many. You wouldn't think being in Illinois, Quad Cities, I guess you're kind of in Iowa too, but
Growing up,
tons
I
of
seen
fucking Packers fans.
a lot of Bears fans until 2011 when Green Bay won the Super Bowl. Then I started seeing a lot of people become Packers fans.
Oh,
But growing up, I was always that kid that everybody, oh, Chicago this, Chicago that, Bears, blah, blah. And I was just that Packers fan. Fudge Packer, blah, blah. I was always that guy. I've always loved my Packers, though.
and I couldn't fucking stand Brett Favre.
I love
Couldn't
Brett Favre.
stand him. I'd sit back, and now that he's not a Packer, I respect him. I'm like, yeah, his career was deep. Like, now that he's not a fucking Packer, like, he had a good career. Look at his stats, real nice. What team did he play for? Fuck the Packers. But
And
he
that's
looks
why-
good in that Wranglers commercial. I like I like that a lot. He's all right.
And you got to think that's why Aaron Rodgers is so great, because he backed him up for all them years.
That's a huge thing.
And
When do you get to sit back and learn a game like that and see some of even the mistakes too? Because Brett Favre wasn't perfect. He's a really fucking really good Jay Cutler.
Yep. Whoa.
Yeah, Jay Cutler has the same fucking problems. He thinks he's so fucking great, and he got the cannon.
Yeah.
And he throws that bitch in like quadruple coverage.
What people fail to realize about Jay Cutler is, he has an illness. He's sick, for real.
Pussyitis.
No, is it a form of cancer? I can't
Fuck out of
remember.
here! You serious?
Yeah,
I'm
he-
fucking. Why?
In Denver, do you ever notice how sometimes you'll see Jay Cutler, he'll be really pale, look sickly? He really does have like some kind of illness. I can't remember what it was, though.
I just thought maybe like Asperger's. He's like fucking half retarded.
I almost said sickle cell, but that's not it.
Jay Cutler's part black and he has sickle cell.
What's that where you shoot your finger?
He's diabetic?
Diabetic? He's something like that, but I remember them saying when he left Denver to go to Chicago, he had some kind of illness, and he still goes out there and plays. Now, he's horrible. He throws the ball to the green and gold all the time, obviously. But we'd be killing it. I really don't see y'all beating us at all this year.
I think we'll pull one out. One of them.
You guys, speaking of the Packer-Bear rivalry, I've had to wear Bears jerseys because I make bets during those games. Since I am the Packer
I've seen a few. If I can sneak through your Facebook and find a couple of these pictures, they'll be annotated. For the people watching on YouTube, they'll be there. For SoundCloud, come and check the YouTube video and watch this proud Packers fan rock it.
I figured, when it comes to betting money, every time I've ever betted somebody money in a game, they don't ever pay it. So then I just got to the point where, all right, let's just make these dumb bets. So I bet to where I've had to wear your jersey, a T-shirt. There was one year I bet where I had to shave my face, and they barely won. But my most memorable year is where the bar that's called Sidetracks now, when it used to be called Crappies. I was in the military, and I made this bet with my buddy Keith, and whoever won the bet had to run out the bar in just the jersey they were wearing, right? So it's coming down to the wire, and the Packers had the lead. The Bears got the ball at like a minute. I want to say like a minute 45 left on the Packers side of like the 10 or 15 yard line.
Right.
They get the ball, they start the drive. They're getting it all the way down. Their clock's winding down. I think they got it all the way down to within field goal range with like probably 3 or 5 seconds left. Okay? And I'm already celebrating. I'm like, Packers got this in the bag. You're going to be running out of the bar, butt naked with just jersey on. And then I must have blinked and turned around, and the Bears kicked a game-winning field goal. Now, at the time, I was 6'3". I was in good shape. I probably weighed like 205, 207 pounds. And my buddy Keith was like 5'8", probably weighed all of like 145 pounds, and I had to put on one of his snug Bear jerseys. Just the jersey. Run out of
Gets
crappies.
up to the belly button.
Yeah, run out of crappies all the way down to the square and back with just the Bears jersey on.
That's a few blocks.
Yeah, that's a few blocks. So I was in good shape. It was military. I could run. That was probably the most embarrassing moment I ever had.
Man, speaking of game-winning field goals, I don't think we're going to be doing any of those this year.
I guess your season of being so gold isn't gold anymore, is it?
What? All right. We get rid of one of the best tight ends we've had since Greg Olsen.
Mm-hmm.
We get rid of the only wide receiver Jay Cutler could throw the ball to.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get rid of... Robbie Gould had a shitty year last year.
Yeah,
he missed a few, like, pretty guaranteed kicks.
But not every kicker's clutch, you know. But my question, do you know why they got rid of Brandon Marshall?
They said locker room issues, I thought.
He wanted to get a TV show, and the Bears weren't having it. Something to do with his contract. So instead of that whole dispute with the TV show, he just said, fuck Chicago, I'm going to go to New York. And he hasn't been shit since because he's not really been that good.
He put up decent numbers last year.
I think he did better in Chicago.
Well, yeah. He did. He had way more catches in Chicago. I think he still had quite a few touchdowns.
Oh, yeah.
In New York.
I'm happy to see him gone because our secondary couldn't guard him. Like he was.
I don't think anybody's secondary could guard him because you had to also worry about Jeffrey.
Yep. Alshon Jeffries is decent.
I think him and White will have a nice time as long as White stays healthy. But he hasn't really proved himself too much yet.
I'm still shocked they got rid of Forte, even though he was older. Duke could still run the ball. Like that was.
They don't want anybody to retire as a Bear.
I guess not.
They said, Urlacher, you want what? $2 million?
Yep.
$2 million. That ain't shit to one of them owners.
Mm-mm. Well, we just traded. I don't know if it was in the gold deal or not, but we got rid of Sitton. I believe it's left guard. He went to Chicago.
I did see. Was that yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
I seen it on Facebook, and somebody's like, "This is why they got rid of Gold."
Yeah.
Well, we need an O line. We need an O line real bad, and that was a huge thing when I was like a huge Cutler supporter. I was like, he has no time, which he was getting sacked like 30, 40 times a game.
He was, but like that dude, Sitton has been loyal for Green Bay for a good 7-8 years, and then we just say, we don't need you no more. It's like, come on, we got.
I understand it's a business, but sometimes you gotta.
You gotta put some players that's been there.
And it's not like he was falling apart.
No, it wasn't like he was injury prone or had a bad season. I'm still.
Because
some things Mike McCarthy does, I'm just like.
Aaron Rodgers could wear his jersey 2 games in a row sometimes. He's so clean.
Yeah.
Never get touched. Cutler getting hit in the back, getting hit everywhere else. Every now and then he takes a little too long in the pocket. But there's some times where like literally snap the ball, 2-step drop.
But y'all can't get open. That's the problem. Like that's why he gets hit so much because
he looking around, trying to run, trying to spin move, trying to do this, and then throw it in quadruple coverage.
As much shit as I give about Cutler, I've always defended him in the same right too. Like because he was decent in Denver. And then he's not so bad in Chicago. It's the best one y'all have besides Grossman. Grossman took y'all to the Super Bowl.
And that makes no sense at all. Rex Grossman was the first quarterback to take us to the Super Bowl since 1986.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Besides, I know you want the Packers to get to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You probably truly believe that the Packers will make it to the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, without a doubt. With home field clutched.
Who do you think is a sleeper pick, though, that people aren't really got on their radar, aren't really watching or looking at, that could sneak into, like, deep into the playoffs, if not?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Came out of left field with that one.
Mm-hmm. Either that or the Cincinnati Bengals.
Bengals are always, like, right kind of there.
And they just can't ever get over that hump.
He needs to unleash some of that ginger power. And
even if he gets hurt, the Bama boy A.J. McCarron, because I'm an Alabama fan, too, Roll Tide.
You know what's so crazy? There's probably 4 or 5 Packers fans that are always Cardinals fans, Bama fans, PlayStation and iPhone owners. It's like it's something about that that's like that's their niche. Like that
is just it, I guess.
And you fit in every one of those categories.
Yes, I do because I have a knack for winning.
But why St. Louis too? I know this is a football podcast episode.
It started in
why not have White Sox up? We gotta be
8th grade. I got a detention from Mr. Erickson out at Lombard. Shout out to Mr. Erickson for this. And I thought I was in trouble for chewing watermelon bubblegum in this class. He hated it. Long story short, he gave me detention, and it wasn't even really detention. It was the year that Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire had the home run race. And at the time, I was just an avid baseball fan. I really didn't have a team, whatever. Well, we're sitting here watching this, and I guess I had like a vendetta against him because he was a diehard Cub fan. So on that day, Mark McGwire hit, like, I think it might have been his, like, 51st or 52nd home run. I became a Cardinal fan that day because Mr. Erickson gave me the attention.
He was mad about that one.
I was super mad, and I've been a Cardinal fan ever since.
Hey, I don't know what it is. Not necessarily like all the other ones, but a lot of times if it's a Packers fan, they're usually a Cardinals fan.
Cardinals fan, yep.
It's super weird.
The only two Chicago
Why weren't you a St. Louis Rams fan? keep both in St. Louis. How weird is that they're in LA now?
It's a little weird, but
you weren't old enough to know the first LA Rams.
I was too. I don't think I was born yet.
My dad was like, "Hell, they've been in LA before. It's be the same thing." Fuck it.
No, and they actually had a pretty good showing on opening night. They didn't do too awful bad.
What's his name? Golf. He'll be all right.
Yeah, he won't be too bad.
I don't think he was first round draft pick good. But my sleeper team, a lot of people are sleeping on and don't know about the Tennessee Titans.
What?
Yeah, buddy. Just like you're a Bama fan.
Mm-hmm.
Piss me off because I'm a motherfucking Oregon fan. And my man Marcus Mariota. Like he only threw like 3 interceptions his whole college career.
He's a good quarterback, and he was out of all the rookies, I think he got drafted last year, right?
Yep. With Jameis Winston, crab leg eating ass.
He was the only quarterback that was just like undernamed, and he did his thing his rookie year. With a horrible team, he did his thing.
Yeah.
Winston, not so much with Tampa Bay.
I think he's a fluke. I think he's gonna fall to pieces.
Me too.
I wasn't a big fan of him in
Florida State.
Yeah.
Me neither.
So
it's just like Scam Newton. I mean,
are you really gonna say Cam Newton's not a great fucking quarterback?
No, he is not. You went on the biggest stage and to a ancient dinosaur and Peyton.
It was the defense that beat him. Peyton Manning literally was there.
I truly believe that they paid him to lose, but that's just
I wouldn't doubt that one. I wouldn't doubt that one.
Because there's no way you go through the season
going ham on everybody,
and then you just show up for the big show. Like even the Patriots didn't do that when they went 16 or 17-0 into the Super Bowl. That's
the two flukiest who the fuck was I talking to? Somebody's like, "Oh, I'm and they're from Chicago." They're like, "I'm a New York Giants fan." It's like, fuck the Giants. Who the hell on this fucking side of fucking Maine is a goddamn Giants fan?
No,
that's the two flukiest Super Bowls they shouldn't have won neither one of them.
Oh no, they shouldn't have.
First off, you'll never screw my man Randy Moss out of his ring. That man deserves multiple rings.
I believe he could probably still come back and play.
Yeah, yeah, easily.
There's a couple people that him. I know T.O. had a horrible attitude, but that dude, he was right there behind Jerry Rice, in my opinion.
See, I put Randy Moss ahead of T.O., and then I put T.O. right under. The thing, all right, Randy Moss could run faster, catch the ball better, jump higher, and that was it. T.O. was big, hefty, will knock a fucking skinny linebacker on their ass. He wasn't scared to cut through the middle. He reminds me of a really good Anquan Bolden.
Yep, but his mouth was too big.
Yeah, I mean,
the Muhammad Ali of football.
And that was like in the era where like all the wide receivers like prima donnas. Mm-hmm. Like, wouldn't you think that would be like the quarterback? The quarterbacks would be those fucking Broadway Joes. like those would be the guys that are like all flashy and because you're the main attraction as a quarterback.
Yeah, but
not the wide receiver.
He also played for them Cocaine Cowboys.
The Cocaine Cowboys. I used to be kind of a low key Cowboys fan.
Hey.
Deion, Emmett.
Yeah.
Even though I had so much respect for Emmett. First off, Deion Sanders probably one of the greatest athletes, period.
Oh, yeah. Prime time.
Prime time. Deion was great. Irvin, give him a fucking 8 balls and blow. He's fucking scoring mad touchdowns. But Emmitt Smith, I was like, huge fan. And then he just fucking kept going and kept going.
Ruined his legacy.
You broke the record. Good for you, you fucking piece of shit. You broke fucking Walter Payton's record by averaging 2.5 yards a rush for like a year, just so you could break the record.
I should have quit while you were ahead.
I probably would have did the same though, just to be in the book.
I probably would have too. Yeah.
But Walter Payton.
Hey, everybody loves sweetness.
Oh man.
And if Gale Sayers wouldn't have passed away,
he would.
They said that probably would have been the best running back duo ever in the NFL.
And then we had the fridge. So we were like, oh, we ain't got Gale Sayers. We'll just put this big some bitch up in there.
Yeah. See, the Packers didn't get on the map till Brett Favre came when they traded him from the Falcons. Thank you.
A lot of people don't know their history. Some of these young bucks.
Yeah, they really don't know.
Don't know about that number 4 Falcons jersey.
Yeah. I even tried to find one of those one time. It is super hard.
They're expensive when you do. I checked on eBay back when I was like in my like jersey phase, and boy, that motherfucker was expensive. That was like the old school like Falcons jerseys.
Oh yeah, just all black with the
I was doing that.
Yeah,
what
the Horizon.
Yeah, that was the shit.
Called it the Dirty Bird.
But the Bears were one of the first teams when football was becoming like a thing.
Them and the Baltimore Colts. The Packers.
That's a weird story too about how they just like fucking in the middle of the night packed up everything, like took off. That's weird.
Little for you young bucks that doesn't know, Green Bay wasn't always called the Green Bay Packers. They were called the Acme Packers at one time.
That's
because they were a meat packing company. So where the cheese came from, just because of the state.
Dropping knowledge.
Yeah.
We'll put that. The more you know.
Because we're the great state of Wisconsin. I shouldn't say we, but they. And
Once you put your loyalty into a team, it's a we thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, we lost that game. My girl would be like, were you out there on that field? Like, were you like?
Hey, the fans are just as much part of it as the players are.
Ask Seattle, boy, they won a whole bunch of their games because they're fans.
I went up there because I was stationed out there, and I think it was, I can't remember. I think we played them in 2008. And it's for real. They had a plastic cup like this. I bought it full of beer. It wasn't
for $12.
Pretty much. It wasn't called City Field. It was Quest Field. And you had your little seat. And then right here they had like this little thin bar you could set your drink on. But some of the fans that have been there, of course, I'm a Packer fan, root for the Packers with all the Seahawks, man. They were like, don't set your drink there. It will be gone because when people get to yelling, you know, the vibration. I set it down because the Packers had a good drive. And I looked down, my beer's all over my feet. I was like, man. He's like, I try to tell you.
That's the thing, man. When you get on part of a team, you will travel to see. I went with my mom down to I think it was the second year of Dallas's new stadium. Mm-hmm. Went down there for a Bears game. Luckily enough, dude, we sat in a section. I'll probably say 40, 50, 60 Bears fans in my fucking like section right there. There's 2 Cowboys fans here and right in front of us. And then like a few Cowboys fans like in random spots, but it was mad like orange, white, and blue. Like I was like looking around like, fuck yeah, we're about to get hyped. And we won that game too. I was like, oh man.
So why do you other than, you know, Clay Matthews and the Packer defense tackling Cutler, what's the saying about this bear down? What are y'all bearing down?
To be honest, you put me on the spot here. Let's cut real quick. I have no, like, I guess just kind of like bear down, get, you know, I don't think that, like, with Cutler, like, falling down, you're like, well, there's a bear down. I think they mean, like, bear down, like, fucking fortress up, like, man. That's what I'm hoping, something kind of cool and gangster like that. But nine times, every time you see Cutler get sacked, like, well, bear down.
Every time, you know, Cutler's on the ground, we go, bear down, that's how you bear down, huh?
How scared were you Clay Matthews was going to get that doping charge?
I don't know. I wasn't really scared. I wasn't really worried. Because
he looks like he is on fucking bath salts, meth, a whole bunch of fucking steroids, and whatever Troy Polamalu drinks in the morning.
Because of his beautiful hair?
That motherfucker is on 100-mile-an-hour nonstop fifth gear.
Very true. How'd you feel about that Julius Peppers going to the
I was so glad I didn't get a Peppers jersey. I was real close because I played fucking DN a lot in high school. I love defense. Peppers was fucking awesome. I liked him back in Carolina.
Yeah.
JT's a huge Carolina fan. A lot of people ride JT because they thought he hopped on the bandwagon with Cam Newton.
He's been a Carolina fan for a while.
Yeah, back when they weren't shit. Back when Ray Roof was killing bitches. So shout out to JT on that one. He's been a Carolina fan for a while. And I was geeked. He was mad as hell. I was like, man, we got Peppers getting that defense right. That's when we still had Urlacher. We had Peanut Tillman knocking that shit out. Like, we was set.
Y'all wasn't the Steel Curtain, but they called y'all like the Windy City Monsters or something.
Midway Monsters.
There it
the
is.
Midway Monsters. And it was true, man. Our D was solid for like that little era of time. And We just couldn't get. We could hold a team to 10 points, but if we couldn't get more than 7, they're still winning.
Couldn't hold us though. We be putting up them numbers on there.
Product of man. What was it? My buddy Chad was, because he needs to be on SportsCenter as much analysis as he sits there and watches and does. He was telling me like 8 of your receivers and tight ends and something like that for like a stretch of time were like a first round top 30 draft picks.
Yep.
So he just had like AAA talent around him for so long.
And I don't think it's still lost because, believe it or not, I'm excited to see what Adams can do this year, what Ty Montgomery can do this year, and there's a rookie. Sorry, my Madam base is like out of my brain right now. But for all you youngsters out there, check out the Packers on that Madden. Eddie Lacy, even though he's slim, he can't run very much, but AR-12, he still got that cannon.
Coon, is he on the game? Do they yell Coon when he runs the ball, man? What?
Yeah, he's not on the Packers no more. They traded him to where did he go? Was it? I don't even remember where he went. Yeah, we got rid of him for some reason. Picked up some rookie, which ain't too bad. I'm not a fan of him, but as long as our secondary stays good, Sam Shields, my boy from Bama, Clinton Dix.
Clinton Dix. He's a champ. I ain't gonna lie.
We got a couple Bama boys, and then we got I think and Eddie Lacy both played on the same national championship team together. But that's all.
Do we only play you twice this year?
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's like been 3 times forever, hasn't it?
No, you always play a team 2 times a year unless you go to Super Bowl. Because you have to.
Remember, I thought that one time we split, and then was it a wild card? Maybe
it was a wild card game. Yep.
And then you guys won it and got this fucking.
And we did that to y'all twice actually. There's 2 times for a wild card game.
And that was when Cut broke his finger, or like fucking baby toe or something.
And Aaron Rodgers had the gimp ankle and still went out there and was killing on them boys.
So, December 18th, Bears, Packers. I think you guys are gonna win the first one.
I know we're going to win the first one. It's in Lambeau, ain't it?
See, I would be more excited about this if we played you first. Yeah, the first one's in Lambeau on 10/20. Yeah. So it's already going to be cold. It's going to be cold regardless.
We got a cake.
Let's do a little bet. December 18th, you're at Soldier Field.
Okay.
I'm going to say they win. We'll figure it out off camera, and I'll put it down. What the
wager's gonna be?
Yeah, we'll figure out what the wager will be. It'll be something funny. Maybe we can do on camera or something. Have it for the channel.
As long as
we definitely need to get down on Madden too, because I could pick the Bears and probably beat you. Well, I can't say you. You got a few weeks ahead of me on Madden.
Actually, I just bought the game 4 days ago. I bought it on the 1st, so. That's when I had got it.
Well, you're gonna have a little bit of time ahead of me on it, but I used to pay my rent with Madden. Straight up living in income-based housing, dude. I would straight up play motherfuckers $5-10 a game, win for about a week, go pay the rent.
I'd be down. I get it, but like I said, I don't bet money because.
Nah, it won't be. It'll be something fun we could do for the channel.
Even though I understand you'll probably pay your dues, people don't. So we can just do something friendly, baby.
Yeah, we'll do something fun. But yeah, besides that, Matt, we'll come back mid-season. Then maybe we'll come back before Super Bowl.
Okay.
And talk more shit on football. When we come back mid-season, we'll do a little prediction about who's going to be winning where.
Well, we'll see where your standings are. We're going to make the prediction now.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what you want to do after this, if you still want to hold on to those same ones or if you want to keep
AFC. I can see Dolphins. I'm a huge believer of Titans, and the Broncos probably still, even though we got nobody. That defense wins championships.
The Osweiler ain't gonna throw another pick off. So
49ers, Seahawks ain't really gonna do shit. Gotta go Bears. Gotta. Packers. But Cam Newton's probably gonna win this year. We're gonna go Panthers.
Alright, well, I'm gonna have to trump most of his. For my AFC, I'm definitely gonna go with, you're gonna see the Cincinnati Bengals in there. You're gonna see them sleeper Kansas City Chiefs. You're gonna see,
Chiefs and Bengals, we're going.
Yeah, What other two could I pick for the AFC? I definitely am going to go with the Bengals and the Chiefs. Possibly the Broncos. And I'm going to throw the Texans in there. They're AFC, right? Yeah. I'll throw them 4. And then when it comes to the NFC, who's going all the way and taking it? Obviously, Green Bay. Go, Pack, go. My second team that'll be in there will probably be Carolina, most likely. The Arizona Cardinals. I guarantee you'll see those in there. And then sleeper team. NFC sleeper team.
Man, let's go. Ham came the whole way.
I already called them the Panthers in there.
Oh, did you? I'm drunk.
I'm trying to pick one more.
It's a weak division.
It is very.
It's like basketball's East Coast. That's why I love it.
I'll just go ahead and throw the Redskins in there.
Boom. There you go.
Just to throw a wild card. Redskins.
Well, I could definitely sit and talk football for hours.
Oh yeah, I could too.
So we're gonna definitely have you come back, talk mid-season, talk Super Bowl, do all that stuff, find out what our predictions are. Coming close in December, we'll talk about our little wager, seeing how that's gonna roll out. But thanks, for coming. Thanks for my special guest, Mr. Chad Potts, for coming here and talking shit, getting crazy with us, talking football, and being a goddamn Packers fan.
And y'all remember, Packers, it can't bear down. We always keep them down.
Fuck. Let's get out of here. Check us out, SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. Links are going to be down in the description below. This has been your Drunk Podcast. Peace.
Go Pack, go.